Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We just wanted to do a quick unboxing of this new Cvlife red dot that I have for you today. This was provided to me by Cvlife, so we're going to kind of go over some of the specs, show you an unboxing, show you some other things as well. Let's get into it and go ahead and show you. You've seen some other unboxings of Cvlife products. Very simple but effective boxing techniques that they use. Here's the manual. It has a bunch of information. We will go over that in just a second and talk about the specs that it usually shows you. A lot of the different specs that this optic has in its feature set. So here is a pack of a bunch of different screws. It comes with plenty of screws. Some optics kind of cheap out and don't give you a lot of variety of screws, but these optics tend to be very good about giving you multiple kind of sizes and lengths for the screws. I can just tell by the thickness of this pack that there is a lot of screws, and the tools to also adjust windage and elevation and to mount the red dot sight and mount the screws itself is in this package as well. So we'll show you that real quick. We will show you this right here. So this, you got a spacer plate here, and you have this adapter for Glock MOS and RMR to RMR, so that's pretty cool as well. And this right here, what makes this neat is this is an RMSC red dot, and so you can actually mount this to, like I said, a MOS or RMR footprint gun. So that's pretty cool. So it gives it kind of some versatility that you're not just stuck with that RMSC footprint, because they give you this out of the box, which is kind of neat. And like I said, you get that spacer plate with it as well. Alright, so let's see what else we got. You also get this Picatinny mount for the dot itself, so that's another option. Cvlife definitely wants to give you multiple options and ways to mount this dot, so these dots are not locked in like some of the other dots you buy, where it's kind of locked into just the footprint that's on the dot itself. They do give you multiple ways of mounting it on rifles, different kinds of pistols, different kinds of mounts. So that's really nice as well, I think. Of course, it comes with this silica to keep it dry in here and keep damage from happening while the dot is being shipped or while the dot is being stored. It does come with 2 batteries, which is nice, and we will install these off camera in a little bit. So it has 2 batteries, not just one, which is nice as well. And I think we're getting to the dot itself. It does come with these nice rubber covers, which a lot of people like. Some people may not use them, but some people may really like having this to store it in the safe and not worry about the optic getting damaged by other things going in and out of the safe. So there's that. Looks like we've got everything covered in the box itself besides the dot. So here's the dot. Let's go ahead and take this warning label off while we're on camera so you can see a little better. I might have to take it off camera because sometimes these can be a little bit of a pain, but I'll just kind of show you the dot here. So it does have your external outside battery, so you don't have to worry about changing the battery underneath, so you don't have to re-zero the dot every time. That's probably a spec we'll go into again maybe later in this video. Usually Cvlife has very nice adjustable click, audible and tactile click adjustments, so we'll see if that holds true, and I'll let you know if that's not true, but they've always had that, so that's really nice. We do not have the dot yet. We'll show that in another clip because the battery's not in it yet. I just want to kind of show you all angles. Nice, decently sized buttons, nice clickable, audible, tactile on the clickable buttons here. Really nice feel to those as well, so that's really nice as well. It does seem to be very robustly built. This is an RMSC footprint like I mentioned earlier. And so you can see right there that the housing is very thick. I'm curious to see, maybe I'll show you in another clip and compare this to some other RMSC footprint as far as the size of the glass and show you kind of a difference there between this one and other ones like it. Okay, it does have your fiber optic backup sights. Some people may love that, some people may dislike it. I'm kind of torn in the middle on it. I'd prefer just metal sights, I think, but I do like having the backup sight, so that is something I do like. The deck height is, I would say, a medium. It's not the lowest I've seen, but it's not the higher ones that I've seen too, so I do think the deck height is pretty good. It's pretty good, actually. So I do like that, and I do think the build quality is very robust which I do like as well. Okay, let's talk about the dot itself and kind of give you some of the features as well. And this is the first time I've opened this up, but I've read several of their manuals, so I kind of know what to expect a little bit. And we haven't mentioned it yet, but this is the WolfCovert X multi-reticle red green dot sight. So this is the red dot version. Haven't turned it on yet, but I do know that's what they sent me. So we'll see that in a minute. If it's green, I'll show you when we turn it on. But I think this is the red one. That's what they were supposed to send me. So this is a red dot multi-reticle sight, the WolfCovert X RMSC footprint. Alright guys, so let's go over some of the specifications. That's one thing I like about this, and I can do this on camera so you can read it as I talk about it. So the window size is 0.87 inches by 0.63 inches. I think that's fairly a little bit larger than most of your small RMSC footprint dots. We will maybe compare those and show you that. I'll show you some large ones and some small ones in that same footprint, and we can talk about that a little bit, because I haven't done that in any of these red dot reviews before, so I kind of want to do that in this one to kind of give you something different, because I don't want to repetitively do the same thing every time we do a review on these. Alright guys, so it has 10 brightness settings, including 1 super bright and 2 night vision settings. It has a weight of 1.07 ounces, so very lightweight. The size is 1.79 inches in length by 1.15 inches in height by 1.07 inches in width. It is a 3 MOA dot reticle with a 32 MOA circle and cross. So that's pretty cool. Shockproof, forces up to 3,500 Gs, which is very good. Should be able to withstand any kind of platform you're going to use this particular dot for, no problem. Waterproof rating is IPX7, which is very good. Adjustment range is plus or minus 45 MOA adjustment, both directions, okay? Click value, MOA, so every time you click it, it's 1 MOA adjusted. Recommend zero distance, it says 33 yards on a pistol. I would say 15 yards, 25 yards is good enough. On a rifle, I would say 33 yards would probably be a pretty good zero. Battery type is a CR1632. The battery life is up to 50,000 hours, which is very good, and that's to be expected from these nicer higher end dots as well. The footprint type is RMS or RMSC. So, like we done talked about, it is the RMSC footprint, but it has adapter plate for RMR and MOS for Glocks as well, and a Picatinny mount that we done showed on the unboxing video. Alright guys, so if you continue to go through this, you can kind of see your screws and everything it comes with. If you want to pause this right here, you could see that. And it talks about instructions here on how to mount that as well. More installation instructions on this page. More installation instructions, very detailed, very graphic, which is very good. Mounting Picatinny mounts and MOS adapters and RMR plates. It shows you how to do that. Talks about battery life and brightness adjustment. Reticle switching, so it shows you the green dot and the red dot, and that's kind of how it's going to look. Just kind of give you, they do very well in their manuals. I think very highly of how they do their manuals, because a lot of manuals are not this vivid and detailed. It's very nice. Talks about zeroing the sight as well, and there it talks about kind of your points of impact at zero, kind of how that changes, which that's going to vary based off your barrel length and platform and caliber and all that other stuff too. So that's probably kind of a vague information, because it does change based off those things. It talks about zeroing again. Alright guys, so it just talks about maintenance and care and different things, troubleshooting different problems you have, about the batteries and warnings and stuff like that. So very nice manual. We kind of went over the specs. So let's take this out, make another clip, and show you kind of the reticles and things like that, and we'll get into some more information on the product. Alright guys, welcome back. I wanted to show you quickly how you put in the battery. So you unscrew the battery tray and take it out, and you can see that the top will be the positive and the bottom will be the negative. You can see that by the dimensions of the tray itself. So we put the positive in and take it and put it into the battery tray like this. Push this in real nice and snug. And then I usually put a little bit of Loctite on the screw itself and then I'll put the screw in. This is very tiny, so it's not the easiest thing to do on camera. So I put the screw in there, and we just start tightening it. I usually just hand tighten it until it gets tight enough to where I need to use a tool, because these tools can be kind of small and hard to work with anyway, so why not just do it by hand as far as possible. So I'm going to tighten this up, and then I'll give it just a little bit of torque, not much, because you don't want to strip these out. There's no need it being super tight. Like I said, I added a little bit of Loctite to the screw itself, just to make sure that it stays tight. I don't want the battery tray falling out while I'm shooting. So I'm just going to snug it up slightly. That's as far as I'm probably going to take it. I might go one more time. Alright guys, so that's it. Now we can see if the red dot comes on. Yes, you can see it is on. It's too bright right now. But that's it for installing the battery into the battery tray. Alright guys, welcome back. We wanted to kind of go over your reticle options. So here is your dot only. And then we can go to circle, dot, back to dot, and circle only. So that's your 3 reticle options. As you can see, very nice, clear and crisp reticle. Now let's go through the brightness settings when we go back to your circle dot configuration. Alright, now we're going to go through the brightness settings and show you all of those. Let's go all the way to the brightest, which is so bright that it blows out on the camera. So it shows you it gets plenty bright enough for outdoor days. Trust me, if you're looking outside on a sunny day, it's not going to look like this, but it's just showing you how bright it gets. So that was 10. Let's go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 4 I think is optimal for this particular lighting, which is pretty bright in here, but this is pretty optimal for this setting, for this lighting setting. 3, 2, 1. So this is a night setting, and that's the dimmest that it gets. So you can see that would be great for night vision. And as you go back up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very bright. Let's go back to 4 and show you one more time. Sorry, my hand has lost the button. Okay, there's the clearest setting for this lighting, and I just wanted to show you guys really quick what this thing will do as far as the reticles and the brightness settings. Alright, on to the next clip. Alright guys, I wanted to show you the auto shut off feature. This dot has a 4-minute auto shut off feature, and that helps give it that 50,000 hours battery life. And so that's what we want to demonstrate here. This dot has been running for a while before this clip is turned on, so I wanted to show you actually as it happens, the reticle go off, and then I'll shake it back awake, and we'll show you how it comes on instantly when it's shaken, or pistol is picked up with the dot on it. It's going to turn right back on, and that's kind of what I want to demonstrate in this. So that is 4 minutes of not being touched, inactive, the gun's being stored, it goes off, and you see it just went off, it just faded out, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. Now we're going to shake the reticle and see if it comes back to life. Okay, there it is. So all we had to do is pick up the dot or shake it, and the reticle is back in view and crystal clear for you to use in any kind of situation. So it's a very common feature, and it's something you can now trust in the technology that we have out today. But I just wanted to demonstrate this little thing on this dot as well. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're just going to do a quick couple of build drills to see how this red dot from Cvlife holds up, and we'll share our thoughts after we shoot a few build drills with it and just play around. This is a 45, so this will be a good testament of how it holds up to recoil and kind of, you know, how tough it is if it stays zeroed. I do have a rough zero on it, so we'll see if we can hit this pretty consistently at this distance. We're at about 15 yards, and we're going to do like a slower paced build drill and just see what we can do with it. All right guys, let's try this out. 462. It is 15 yards. I had a couple misses and mostly hits. I think it is shooting a little bit high, but that's okay. Just want to kind of see how it holds up. Let's do this one more time, see if we can go a little bit faster. I'm used to shooting 9mm and not 45, so this is a little bit different for me. Let's try this again. All right, it's 378. So you can see it shot pretty good. I had a couple misses, but I'm not used to shooting a 45. I'm usually shooting a bill drill at about 7 yards. We have this little valley between us, so you know it's quite a bit further distance. It might be more about 20 yards to the target. So 15 to 20 yards bill drill. Had mostly hits, but we did have some misses, and it's totally different recoil impulse. I would have to get used to it before I could shoot it consistently at speed. So there you go, guys. This is just part of the review of this Cvlife red dot. We're going to kind of take it to the table and show you some more thoughts on it and kind of talk about it some more. And I'll let you guys know in the future how it holds up, but this is just kind of initial impressions, initial review. So yeah, guys, pretty fun though. It's fun to shoot a 45. I don't know if you can see the dot itself. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We wanted to do our quick and sum of all this kind of data and things we've talked about, the clips you've seen before this. We want to sum up kind of what we think of the Cvlife WolfCovert X multi-reticle red dot sight. And let's just go over some things. I want to do something I haven't done before and compare this one to some other dots I have with this same footprint and just kind of show you, you know, visually how it looks and what the difference is between the glasses and stuff like that. And I'll kind of give you some my personal opinion on those things as well really quickly. We shot a few rounds through it. We enjoyed it. I will give you more of a long-term review on this in the future if time allows. So we'll kind of catch you up on this as well. You've seen the specifications. You've seen kind of the reticles, the auto on and auto off feature. You've seen those things. You've got to see it kind of up close, and I'll kind of show you that again really quick. And you've also seen the shooting footage of this particular dot. We will check to make sure this is unloaded. Okay. All right. So I do really like the dot. I do want to say before we go too far into this that Cvlife does make some other RMSC dots that are aesthetically different. You may prefer that. I do think I slightly prefer the other model over this one, so I will put a picture of that. So there are other models like this one, and you can also go with Cvlife. I don't think they'll mind me saying they have another product that looks a little different, and you can pick which one you prefer. This one is nice. You may like the way this one looks better. You may like the way the other one looks better. They're both going to be very consistent in kind of how they operate and how they work and how they, you know, the specifications of the dots are very similar, but they do have several models in this footprint. So I kind of wanted to throw that out there. Like I said, I'll try to throw a picture up for you to look at that. Let's compare it to some other dots. And I want to say too that this, I want to kind of give you my, I guess, opinion of these. Now, one thing I will say is this is the SIG Romeo Zero. A lot of people have had these in the past. These were very popular. And I will say right off the bat that the Cvlife is night and day better than the SIG Romeo Zero in many different ways. Both reticle options, brightness, battery life, durability, aesthetics, window size. Everything about the Cvlife is better than this SIG Romeo Zero. But I'm not a big fan of the Romeo Zero. It's really easy for me to say that and really mean it. So this Romeo Zero was very popular, but these new dots like the Cvlife are way better than this. But I kind of wanted to show you kind of what they look like in contrast to one another, as you can see here. Yeah, these are very cheap made dots. I've seen several go bad. I've had some that went bad. I've had to send them back. Would not suggest these, but I kind of want to show you because it's a popular option. I want to show you comparison to this other good option, the Holosun EPS full size. So the window is maybe slightly more narrow than the EPS full size, probably slightly larger than the EPS carry. This is an enclosed emitter on the EPS, so it does have dual glass on it, but you can kind of see the difference there aesthetically on these two dots that share the same footprint. So I kind of wanted to show you that real quick. I do really like the EPS carry, but the Cvlife is a lot cheaper than that one is, just so you know. I mean, a whole lot cheaper. So if you want a more budget option, this comes close to the window size and has a lot of the same options and battery life. So, you know, it's very comparable in a lot of different ways and a lot cheaper. So that's something to think about. I also have the Judge XL. This is one of my newest, and it's one of my favorite RMSC footprint dots. But the reason why I like it so much is because you don't find RMSC dots with that small footprint that has glass that looks that large. So you can see how large that is. Now this is not a multi-reticle. They don't come in multi-reticle yet. So you do have some advantages with this one, and this one's probably a little bit more durable. So the housing around the glass is probably a little thinner with the large glass Judge XL. I think they're both pretty durable, but I think this one might be hold up a little bit better than the Judge. But just wanted to kind of give you some comparisons between the different RMSC dots that I have. All right, guys, so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it more than you ever know. I do like the Cvlife WolfCovert X multi-reticle dot on a budget. I think it's a very good option to have. If you are on a budget, please go check it out. Or you're not on a budget and you just want to be able to afford more options for more projects and things like that, this would be a good option to choose from. It does have all the features of the modern dots. All the battery life and things like that are very comparable with all the more expensive dots, and there's usually a lot of discount codes on these, so go check that out as well. I'll try to leave a discount code in the comments or description below, so check that out. God bless, have a great day. Yeah, go check these out, and also check out Cvlife's other products. They've been nice to me, so I want y'all to kind of at least go and check them out and see if there's anything in their product line that you would be interested in. It would be very helpful and show my appreciation toward Cvlife for their help with the channel. So God bless, have a great day. I try to be very honest about these and kind of tell you exactly, you know, kind of where they're at. This did hold up very well on the range with what little we shot it. We'd have to do some more shooting. I need to get a really tight zero. I did have a little bit of a hard time shooting this quickly because it's a 45. It had nothing to do with the dot. It's because I'm used to shooting 9mm. This is a 45, so it had more recoil and a little bit different kind of cadence to it. So I wasn't as accurate with it. It had nothing to do with the dot as I am with my 9mm, but I did want it on this gun. I kind of wanted to update the dot on this gun, so I think this is perfect for that, and I appreciate them sending me the dot for the review. And as we get more rounds through it and we play with it some more, guys, I'll let you know what I think about it. God bless. Have a great day. Like I said, please support the channel and like and subscribe.